What is going on, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to Polar Wars Wrath. My name is JD, and today we're kicking off our Bug-type challenge. We're playing through all the Pokemon that are Bug-type in Generation 1, fully evolved, to see who the best Bug-type Pokemon is in Generation 1. It's part of my grander series, figure out what the best type is in Generation 1, who's the best of every type, and eventually we'll figure out who the best Pokemon is in Generation 1. Today we're diving into Parasect. Parasect is known as the Mushroom Pokemon. He's a very unique Pokemon. It's not very good. A lot of Bug Pokemon aren't very good in Generation 1. But I do want to go over something really quick. It's going to be hard to see it when I go to the next screen, so I thought I'd blow it up and show it to you. So this is why I'm playing Parasect first. If you don't know, when I start one of these challenges, I play in order of how I think they're going to rank. So when it's all said and done, I think Parasect will have the best time. Whether that's the best time the first time around, or the second time around, or both, I think you'll have the best time. And the reason why I think that is because of three moves. First off, this Pokemon does not have some great stats, and we'll go over that here in a minute. However, it does get access to a move called Swords Dance. Swords Dance will up our attack stat. Our attack stat for this Pokemon is our best stat by 2 stages every time we use Swords Dance. We can do that 3 times. So 6 stages, huge badge boost, very good physical attacking moves. That's literally all we get except for like one move we have. So that really coincides well with this Pokemon. It also does a thing called the badge boost glitch. If you've never heard of the badge boost glitch, I'll explain it really quick. Pretty much every game, you get a boost to your stats every time you beat every odd numbered gym. In Generation 1, you have Brock gives you attack boost. Surge gives you the defense boost, which doesn't make sense because his Pokemon are all fast, but whatever. Gives you a defense boost. He's the 3rd gym. He's the electric gym. Koga gives you a speed boost, and then Blaine comes along and gives you the special boost. All of them coincide with the badge, and whenever you modify your stats, even when you get leered, so your defense will go down, but all the other stats that have a corresponding badge will go up 12.5%. The Swords Dance does this as well. Whenever we initiate Swords Dance and up our attack stat, our speed, our special, our defense all get boosted by 12.5%. Now, if we level up in battle, and that's going to happen in this playthrough, it kind of hinders us because it resets your stats back to what they normally would be before the badge boost. That's kind of a problem, and that's something we have to deal with in this playthrough. That's a challenge to having a Pokemon that has a pretty fast level up rate. But Swords Dance is a huge advantage for this Pokemon. We also get access to Body Slam. A lot of the other Pokemon in this challenge don't get access to that. It's a good physical move. It can paralyze, but it coincides very well with Swords Dance. And then the last move is Dig. That really works well with Swords Dance because it coincides with our attack stat and the badge boost by Swords Dance. Without further ado, let's dive into the stats and ins and outs of this Pokemon really quick, and then we'll start the playthrough. We are Bug Grass type, which means we have 4 times weaknesses. We're 4 times weak to Fire, Flying, and Poison type Pokemon. It's a really big deal because that means a lot of things we come across are going to be able to knock us out in one hit if we're not prepared. So we got to overlevel a little bit with this Pokemon. We got to make sure we're level up in the right spots, pick our battles at the right times when we should start certain battles, and at other times we should avoid certain battles. We're in the medium fast growth rate. Like I said, that's going to be, it's good to get levels, but it's bad whenever we're trying to badge boost and we level up middle battle. It can really hinder a setup. HP is 60, attack is 95. Like I said, attack is our best stat. The fact that everything funnels to that stat is really good. Defense is 80. Speed is 30, which is why the badge boost is so critical for the success of this Pokemon. And then special is 80, and we crit about 5.8% of the time. Not a very good crit rate, to be honest with you. Now, top right corner, like I said, the moves are kind of small, so that's why I didn't want to go to the TMs there. But I do want to at least point out we start the game with Scratch, Stun, Spore, and Leech Life. Leech Life is a move that, when we played a long time ago with Paris didn't get that move to level 20, but the fact we start with that is a huge advantage. Now, we're still a Parasect. Still have to level up to a decent level, like level, somewhere between 13 and 15 to get by Brock, but this will actually give us an advantage and cut out some time. In the original playthroughs I did, it was like 20 plus minutes to get by Brock, because we had to get to level 20, we had no chance of beating Brock. And there's only one other move I want to talk about via level up, and that's Spore. Spore puts Pokemon to sleep, and it's 100% accurate. It's the only 100% accurate sleep move in the game. And in Gen 1, where the sleep mechanics are kind of broken, where they cannot attack when they wake up, you can pretty much just put them right back to sleep and then continue what you're doing. It's a very, very big advantage to this Pokemon, which is, again, all the combination of a lot of those things is why I think he's going to be the best bug type in Generation 1. But let's go ahead and dive into the playthrough. I named our Pokemon Shroom, and I named our rival Craig. I don't know why I named him Craig. I just picked a random name. I think I just heard it on TV while I was listening to some YouTube. And we're going to go ahead and go for Scratch. He lowers our attack, which is not a big deal, but he's going to go for Scratch. And we're going to whittle him down, and we're going to outpace him. We win. Get the win over Craig. Get our first win under our belt. We don't level up, which is kind of dumb, but we don't level up. And so now we're going to go ahead and go into our next battle. Now, we grinded up to level 11 for this. We grinded on Rattatas and Pidgeys. because this Pokemon, we don't want to train in the Bug Forest, and you're going to see why here in a minute. So the first Pokemon's Pidgey. Really, the only thing we have to worry about in this battle is getting Sand Attacked. If we don't get Sand Attacked, we're not going to have any issue with Charmander. He does not have Ember yet, so we don't have to deal with Ember until the next rival battle. But we get the win and move on to the Bug Forest. Now, the Bug Forest, I don't want to train here, and you're going to see why. Weedle has Poison Sting. Poison Sting is 4 times effective against us, so it does a lot of damage when it hits. I don't think you see that in this battle so much, but we're going to go in and go up to the next battle, and you're going to see it. We're 4 times weak. So if we go into this not prepared, we go into this lower level. Like he does, the last Weedle here, I think, does like 10 damage on 1 attack. We're at 40 hit points out of 41, and he comes in and hits us with Poison Sting. And like I said, we're high level now, so we're able to take more of that. But if we're lower level, that could be detrimental to us. We don't have to worry about getting poisoned. We do have an antidote, so that's not a problem. But we move on to the last bug trainer in the forest, and he's also got a Weedle, and we're going to see how much this one does. So we're at 30 hit points. It does another 10, so it does a quarter damage, and it's 3 lower levels lower than us, and it's not a fully evolved Pokemon. Could be detrimental, and that's kind of the thing we got to worry about. That's why I didn't want to grind there. So we're level 14, we're going into the Million Light Years Trainer battle. Million Light Years Trainer is, he's not really that big a deal. What you don't want to happen here is Sandshrew can go for Sand Attack, and that's what we don't want. So we don't get Sand Attacked at all. We end up beating Million Light Years Trainer, no problem, and then we come right back to beat Brock. We're not level 15 yet, so getting to level 15 gets us over a damage round. Here's a strategy. You don't want to go for Stun Spore against Geodude. He's going to go for Defense Curl. He's going to up his defense consistently. You just want to go for Broke Leech Life until he's done. You'll recover a decent amount of health. So we have a lot of health going into the Onix. Now, Onix is different. Onix, we want to go for Stun Spore. He can't up his defense. And also, he's going to waste a turn once we do paralyze him, with Brock giving him a full heal. So we're going to be able to recover some health, do a little bit of damage, and we're going to go right back to doing that. He has 5 full heals per Pokemon. He's going to do this, and also he's going to go for Bite. So this is great. So we can just paralyze him while he's biting, and then when Bite is done, we can go right for and attack him. Now once he's done, use 5 full heals, he's not going to do it again. All we got to do now is just do Leech Life. We got to bounce around and make sure we do get outsped by Onix, so it also helps to paralyze him. So we outspeed, so you can kind of work around the Bite game. We get that win and go right on the Mount Moon. Mount Moon really doesn't have anything important for us other than getting some levels. And so now we're facing the super duper nerd at the end of the tunnel. And he's going to go ahead and bring out Grimer. We already beat the Grimer. We're going to knock out the Voltorb. We're at full health going into the Coughing. Leech Life is doing super effective damage against the poison Pokemon. So we get a pretty easy win over Super Duper Nerd. Grab the Dome Fossil. Oh, hell, the Dome Fossil. If I didn't tell you, you're going to ask. Actually, I think I'll go ahead and ask. Comments are great for the YouTube algorithm. Let's move right on to Misty. Now, Misty is pretty easy because she's not going to go for Water Gun. It probably would be super effective. We have pretty low special, but she's not going to go for Water Gun. She sees us as a grass type. So she's consistently going to go for Tackle or X Defend. That's all she's going to do. So that gives us a pretty easy knockout over the Staryu. And Starmie is Psychic type. So we're going to get a pretty, not a great amount of damage, but it's going to recover all the damage she's going to do from Tackle for the most part. And we're going to offset. And even when she critical hits, doesn't do a lot. We beat Misty pretty handily. Beat her. We don't get anything special from that other than experience. And we move right on to our next battle against our rival. Now, this rival does have Ember, so it can go south pretty quick. We just want to make sure we knock out the Pidgey in good order. So Pidgey, there's 1, 2, we get one more. Nope, it's going to be a 4-shot. We don't get any sand attacks. That's good. It's the fact that she attacked us 4 times, it's okay. We're good. We're going to recover some health on the Aber. We're going to cover some health on the Rattata. Not quite full health, but we get a decent amount of health. I think it's enough just to tank 1 Ember. Yep, decent amount. We probably could tank 2. We get the pretty easy win over Craig, our rival. And we're going to move right on to the Nugget Bridge. And we're not going to show Nugget Bridge. Actually, we're going to move right on to this guy. He is the Rocket Digger. So we're going to beat him pretty handily. I usually don't show this battle, but it's pretty important to this Pokemon because it's one of the main moves. And it's one of the staple moves for this playthrough. So I thought it was very important to show this battle. So we get that. We get the win. And we're going to teach our Pokemon Dig. And move right on to the SSN. Now, the SSN gives us our second very important move to this game, which is going to be Body Slam. Body Slam is a very powerful, normal attacking move. Things that Dig cannot hit. Well, first off, Dig only has 10 power points, so you'd have to heal a lot consistently if you want to use Dig as your primary attacking move. Second, it can't hit some things because if things are flying or whatever, you have to have another move. So you're going to see that in this battle right here, that if we only had Dig, we wouldn't do well, and we don't even do well with Body Slam because we don't one-shot. Stupid Pidgeot gets off a bloody, God bless it, sand attack. So this throws this battle off the rails, and I should have gone for Leech Life there to regain some health, but Instead, we miss, and we get knocked out by the Charmeleon. So that's our first reset of the game, not a big deal. And it's just because we have a bad range on Body Slam. What's stupid is we actually have the same exact speed as we do with Pidgeot. So what I'm going to do in the future is next time I play through, I'm going to make sure we at level 28, so we outspeed the Pidgeotto. I'm sorry, Pidgeotto, not Pidgeot. I said Pidgeot earlier. Rattatta's a one-shot. Kadabra's a one-shot. Is Charmeleon a one-shot? With Dig, it is a one-shot. So now we dig on the ground, hit. It's 2 times effective. We get the knockout, get the win over our rival, and move right on to Trashman, Lieutenant Surge. This gym is super easy, barely an inconvenience for Parasect for 2 reasons. 1, it's grass type, so it resists all electric moves. Second, it has Dig, and Dig is 2 times effective, which makes it a 200 effective power move, not a 100 effective power move. The only downside is electric Pokemon are fast, so they will outspeed us. We get growled right there, so our attack stat drops, but even with our dropped attack stat, we still win the battle. We have nice hit points, very nice, 69 hit points, and we're going to move right on to Boomer the Hiker. Now, just like the Lieutenant Surge battle, this one's actually very easy as well, because we have Dig, and we outspeed all of his Pokemon. It's actually one of those rare occasions where we outspeed, and it's a good thing. Dig. And we do not one-shot the Graveler. He gets off a defense curl. Don't get it. I think we should have knocked it out nonetheless. However, we get a 2-shot knockout on the Graveler. So we're going to go ahead and leave Rock Tunnel after we beat Boomer and move right into Giovanni's hideout. I'm going to face Giovanni. He's a cakewalk. He has 2 Pokemon that are weak to Dig. So Dig will one-shot both of them. We outspeed both of them too as well. Now we do not outspeed the next Pokemon, which is Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan, we're going to go for Spore, so he can't hit us back. Body Slam looks like it's going to be a 3-shot. I don't know, it's going to be a lot of shots with this. But nonetheless, we do get the win. This is where Spore is a huge advantage. We just negated that Pokemon speed advantage and the fact that we couldn't knock it out easy. And that moves us right into our battle with Erica. Now, we kept Leech Life Lily for this battle because Leech Life is going to be pretty easy. It's 4 times effective, so we're going to go for Leech Life. It's not going to one-shot the Victory Bell, that's why I put it to sleep. I don't want to run the risk of getting put to sleep by the Victory Bell. Being poisoned wouldn't have been a bad thing, but getting put to sleep would have been bad. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and put Vileplume to sleep because he can do the same exact thing. And Leech Life will 2-shot the Vileplume. We beat Erica pretty handily. We're going to move right on to Pokemon Tower. We're going to face our 5th rival battle. Now, this rival battle is pretty easy because we're very over-leveled right now. Body Slam knocks out the Pidgeotto. Body Slam doesn't knock out the Execute. It does not, but it gets close. It's a 2-shot, no big deal. Gyarados comes out, got nothing good against us, but he leers us, so now our attack stat is boosted, and that means Kadabra will go down to 1 hit, and so will Charmeleon. We do outspeed, so Dig 1-shots, very good. We're going to beat our rival, and we're going to move right through Pokemon Tower. Dig actually is very helpful with this Pokemon getting through Pokemon Tower. Other Pokemon don't have that luxury. We're going to move right into Silphco, and we're going to right to the 7th floor. We've already got the card key. And we're going to go right past this guy and go down here and pick up. This is TM3, which is Swords Dance. And this is going to be a huge staple for accelerating this Pokemon's progression here. Now, I usually don't show this, and I usually don't do this. Let's be fair about it. Let's clarify that. We usually don't do this. But I usually don't show this as well. We decided to go in here and face all the trainers in here to get a couple extra levels. Parasect is a bug type, and he's kind of garbage. Not going to lie. He's doing decently well right now for what he is, but he's not doing well compared to the rest of the Pokemon we've played through in this challenge. A lot of Pokemon obliterate this Pokemon. However, because we're going to need to be a certain level by the end of the game so we don't level up middle battle, I thought getting a couple extra levels here would be good. We can put all the Pokemon to sleep. We pretty much outspeed everyone, and then we can just go for Body Slam and one-shot everyone and sweep every team. Not a big deal. We're just getting a couple levels here. It takes us maybe 1.5 minutes to get this done. If everything capitulates, it really does work out well. One good Swords Dance ups our stats to the point where we can just sweep. I don't know why we went for a full setup here. We should have just gone for Body Slam after 1. We would have obliterated them regardless. Nonetheless, this Pokemon is progressing decently well, but I do have some ideas for the optimized playthrough already. There's some things we got to clean up. If we get to certain levels, we'll avoid certain outspeedings like Pidgeot, for example, and maybe avoid some ranges like Pidgeot in the 4th rival battle on the SSN. So there's a lot of room and a lot of gap for improvement here. And so we're going to go ahead and heal up. And we're going to face the leader of Cobra Kai, or, Cobra Arbok, or Arbok Kai, I should say. So we're going to go ahead and go for Spore. We're going to go for Swords Dance. And like I said, I don't usually talk about these battles. But what we'll do while I'm here is make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. The channel is getting some pretty good traction. Got a lot of views on my Dragonite video. And I got some good stuff coming up. I got a Gyarados playthrough next week. We're going to see what happens if Gyarados is Dragon type. We got a Butterfree playthrough. We're going to switch his typing from Flying to Bug Psychic. And we're going to dive into the Koga battle. I'll talk more about that stuff at the end of the video. Spore to Swords Dance set up, and a sweep. We're going to go for Dig. Dig is 2 times effective against all the Poison-type Pokemon. So with our stats boosted, this should be a no-brainer. It's going to be a one-shot across the board. We did just get our stats modified back to base. However, we still get the knockout. We take no damage in Koga's gym. It's a damage-free run there. And we're going to move right on to Blaine. Now, Blaine is the fire gym leader, and he is one of the biggest gym leaders that are going to be the biggest problems for us because he has fire types. However, we outspeed his first 3 Pokemon. So not a problem there. We're going to get fully set up. So now we will outspeed the Arcanine. However, this is where I was talking about at the beginning, where when we level up in battle, it's going to screw us. So we're going to get the knockout over all 3 of these Pokemon, no problem at all. Arcanine comes out. It now outspeeds because we leveled up. It dropped back down to our speed. Look at it, 75 right now. It was at 103 with our badge boost. So the quick fix here is we got to level up for this battle and make sure we don't have enough experience to level up in the middle of battle. So we gave 1 rare candy to him right now, put us at level 46. And we're going to save just in case. And now we're going to go and try this again. That is our second reset of the game. So moving on, we're at 54 minutes right now going into the second attempt at this battle. Spore. Strategy is the same. The strategy X gets quite boring. So sorry if you guys want to see more intricate tactics. That's really not what it is. You got to pick some Pokemon. You just got to pick a strategy and stick with it. So now we're at speed is 105, and we outspeed the Arcanine and get a one-shot. So that is how important the badge boost can be, and that is how important it can be to not level up in the middle of battle. So with that being said, we're going to move right on to our next battle, which is against our rival in Silphco. This battle, it can be pretty difficult if you're not prepared for it. The rival's going to come out. He's got a Pidgeot that has 78 speed, and we have 76. So he's going to hit us with a wing attack. That can be bad, because he could have crit that, it could have done a lot more damage. However, we are using Spore and Swords Dance. Now we outspeed all the Pokemon now. As long as we don't level up in the middle of battle, we're definitely good here. Body Slam on the Execute. Body Slam. We get a Gen 1 miss on the Gyarados, but we do knock it out on our second attempt. Alakazam goes down to 1 hit. And we level up in this battle. We are not going to learn Growth. Growth does not make sense. We're going with all physical attack now, not special. But we get hit with an Ember, we tank it, and we get a one-shot on the Charizard. So that's good. Beat our rival. And move right on to Giovanni number 2. Giovanni, as we should say. And he's going to come out with a bunch of Pokemon that I kind of wish we had our, Leech Life for. But it's no big deal. We can just set up and just sweep here with Body Slam or Dig, whichever one. We're going to go for Body Slam on the Nidorino. We're going to go for Body Slam on the Kangaskhan. We do. It's a one-shot. Now, Rhyhorn doesn't make sense to use Body Slam on because he's a rock type. And now we're going to go for Dig on the Nidoqueen. It's a one-shot. So we go through unscathed, take no damage. We're going to leave there and go right into our battle against Sabrina. Sabrina and her whip. Kadabra comes out. He does outspeed initially, but we're going to go ahead and go for Swords Dance 1, 2, and 3. I think we might level up in this battle too, so we're going to lose the speed. We still don't outspeed Alakazam. Alakazam's speed is 115. We're 114. So we one-shot all the Pokemon leading up to the Alakazam. Any good physical move will obliterate any psychic Pokemon for the most part in this game. Get the win over Sabrina and her whip. And we're going to move right on to our final Giovanni fight. This is the Giovanni-Sabrina Giovanni sandwich. So we got 3 Giovanni here. Our last Giovanni fight, our 8th gym badge. Let's see how we do. I'm just going to give you a heads up. We're going to do pretty well. Because we're going to outspeed the Rhyhorn. We're going to put it to sleep. That gives us the opportunity to Swords Dance our way. Get fully set up. He wakes up, but we're going to go ahead and put him back to sleep. Swords Dance. Fully set up. I don't think we're going to level up middle battle with this Pokemon. Or this battle, I should say. Body Slam on the Dugtrio. Nidoking comes out, Body Slam on a Nidoqueen, Body Slam on a Nidoking. We do not look. This is like you can slide a piece of paper between that experience bar. But we get the win over Giovanni. And we move right on to our last rival battle before the Elite Four, and he's going to come out again with a Pidgeot. Do we outspeed the Pidgeot at this point in the game? It's not showing the stats, so I can't tell you. However, we do not because it goes first, or we're tied at least. So we're going to put him to sleep. Set up Swords Dance. And hopefully we outspeed. We gave a rare candy before this battle, so we didn't level up in the middle of the battle. So hopefully we avoid the catastrophe of leveling up at the end of this and get knocked out by the Charizard. We knock out the Rhyhorn in 1 hit, knock out the Execute 1 hit, knock out the Gyarados in 1 hit, knock out Alakazam in 1 hit as well. We did not outspeed. Did we outspeed the Charizard? We do. We get the win over our rival. First try victory over our rival. We're at level 54 going into the Elite Four, and we gave a bunch of rare candies and did some things in the victory road. So now let's look at our Pokemon stats. I'm going to pause it real quick. I missed it by like a fraction of a second. There we go. Our attack stats 171, defense is 151, speed is 91, and special is 153. But that's before we add all the badge boosts. On the badge boost on the bottom left corner of the screen, HP is 194, attack is 192, defense is 169, Speed is 102, and Special is 172. So every stat, honestly, is pretty decent at this point, except for Speed. But that's why we have Swords Dance. It's going to compensate for that. And now let's look at our moveset. We're not going to change this moveset up at all. You could possibly maybe make an argument that Double Edge would do more than Body Slam. However, Double Edge does recoil, and we don't exactly have a lot of hit points to begin with. And also, we're pretty frail, so if we're not knocking out the other Pokemon, we're going to get a lot of damage done back to us. You also got to consider the fact that we could use Hyper Beam. I didn't consider Hyper Beam in this because I like the Body Slam, 100% accurate, being able to paralyze, things like that. However, in the second round, I may consider that just to see if it gives us a better time. And Swords Dance and Spore are definitely not moves we're going to mess with. So go ahead and dive into this battle against the Elite Four. We did not learn Mega Drain. I'm going with all physical damaging moves, and it's a tactic that I believe works very well in this regard. Spore, we're going to Spore on the Dugong. It likes to fall asleep anyway, so I'm going to put it back to sleep. It woke up once, twice, 3 times Swords Dance set up, so we are fully engaged, fully set up. Body Slam. We didn't knock it out because of critical hit. It skipped over our badge boost. Dig on the Cloyster, very good. Dig on the Slowbro. Is it a one-shot? It is a one-shot, very good. Body Slam will one-shot the Jinx, and that leaves us with Lapras. Will we one-shot the Lapras? Yes, we will. We take no damage, an unscathed run, and now we're going to go on to our next battle against Bruno, the Lost Hiker of the Elite Four. We don't talk about him very much, so what we're going to do, real quick, Spore the Onix, Swords Dance 1, Swords Dance 2, and Swords Dance 3. Even with that setup, we still nope, we don't get outsped. Oh, we actually are going to, because we're going to level up after we knock out this Onix. We didn't give a rare candy before this, because this is usually never a big battle, and there's nothing really here that's going to do a lot of damage to us. It could do a little bit, but not a lot. It's, for example, Hitmonlee outsped us there, so we knock it out. And the last Pokemon, Machamp. Do we one-shot the Machamp? We do. Very good. We beat Bruno. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Move right on to Agatha. Now, Agatha has what's called the Agatha Lottery. She can poison you, put you to sleep, paralyze you, or confuse you. I got the Agatha Lottery from JRose11. I recommend you go check him out. But we're going to go ahead and Spore on the Gengar. Set up. 2 and 3. Fully set up. And now we're going to go for Dig. Dig is the only move that we have that can hit Ghost type. So we're going to conserve our Dig power points. And we're going to use Body Slam on the other Pokemon. The Golbat. They can't hit Golbat. And then we're going to go for Dig on the Arbok just because it's more effective. It's a ground move, so it's 2 times effective. And then one shot on the Gengar number 2. So that leads us into our battle against Lance. Now Lance is formidable in this playthrough, so we got to make sure we're careful. What we're going to do first is we're going to go for Spore on the Gyarados. We're going to wake up, and we're going to go Spore again. The only thing that could really screw us over here is if we accidentally, if we get that Gen 1 miss on Spore, and he might, one-shot us with a Hyper Beam or something. But we get the knockout, and we're moving on to the Dragonair. Dragonair's a one-shot. Body Slam's a one-shot on the Dragonair. And Aerodactyl is probably the most difficult one we have to deal with, because it doesn't actually have a flying move in this generation, does it? So we don't have to worry about that. We one-shot the Dragonite and move right on to our final battle of this game, which is against Craig the Champ. Craig the Champ is going to come out with a Pidgeot. Pidgeot, as usual, as per tradition, is going to outspeed us. And there's something funny that occurs here that I want to let you guys know. So we just put him to sleep, and so now we're going for setup, and we're going to put him back to sleep. So he just went for Sky Attack. So that thing where it circled, it says it's glowing. That means it goes up in the air and is ready to come down and attack us. Now, if it hits us, it's going to knock us out, but that's not going to happen because we're outspeeding now, so we can put it back to sleep. But you got to imagine that in the air, we put this Pokemon to sleep. So it's up there gliding around, falling asleep, just whisking around in the air, asleep. So you visualize that. That's just what happened. So Swords Dance 3 gets set up, fully set up. So now Body Slam should one-shot the Pidgeot. It's going to one-shot the Alakazam. Even with this, we're 1 speed behind the Alakazam, but we still get the knockout. Very good. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're 1 speed behind the Alakazam. We knock out the Rhydon. We knock out the Executor. Very good. Gyarados comes out. We don't one-shot the Gyarados because you get a critical hit. We do paralyze it, though. We take a little bit of damage from Hyper Beam, and we outspeed the Charizard. So we get the knockout. We get the win. 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 26 seconds. Not a bad time. When it comes to the times that I played through before this Pokemon, I played through and beat Pokemon. I'll wait till this ends, and I'll talk at the end. So the improvement of this Pokemon. So I've played through this Pokemon twice on my channel. The first time was playing through the Pokédex, just playing through with Paris, not really any preparation, just kind of know the moveset and then, kind of prepare from there. Play through, evolve as you're playing. And then I did another one where I was trying to see who was better, Oddish or Paris. And I let them evolve through the game. And that playthrough was 1 hour and 23 minutes. So that was a pretty decent playthrough. The first one I played through with Paris/Parasect was like 2 hours and 20 minutes. So I've definitely improved on the game and figured out the game a lot better and how to be better with the game, especially with not so great Pokemon. This Pokemon locked in a time of 1 hour and 5 minutes and 26 seconds. I'm pretty confident, not very confident, but pretty confident, I could probably get this on an hour. On the next playthrough, whenever I do the optimized playthrough, or at least a second run, I'm going to make that attempt and distinction. And I'm going to get this Pokemon under 1 hour. Now that Parasect has finished the run, we have a time locked in of 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 26 seconds. So where does that put Parasect on this run? That puts Parasect right smack dab here, right at the beginning of the sub 70 run, right past an hour and 5 minutes, just a couple seconds past it. So that moves down. This is how, just showcases how bad some Pokemon are. For example, Moltres, he is a legendary Pokemon, and he gets outdone by Parasect. That just shows how bad that Pokemon is. Granted, it does get a second run, so it might actually improve that. But the fact that first try, first run, Parasect comes with a time that is significantly better than Moltres. That just shows how bad this Pokemon is. It does lock in a time. It's not a great Pokemon by any stretch. I don't have a lot of confidence in how good the bug types are going to do in Generation 1. After seeing this playthrough, I think we're going to have a little bit of a better run by 2 other Pokemon. But we'll see. I can obviously do better in the second run, which is, you know, what the attempt is to do better in the second run and have a better time. So ultimately, this is where Parasect ends up. And a couple things about the channel. So first off, I'm getting into trying to do some more what-ifs. The what-if I'm going to do next week is Gyarados, but what if Gyarados was Water Dragon instead of Water Flying? So I'm really excited about that. And I've also looked into some other Pokemon. I really want to do a Butterfree one, where Butterfree is Psychic Bug instead of Bug Flying. I think that's going to be a very exciting one as well. That will be not this next coming Friday, but the following Friday. So if you're looking for that, Wednesday, next Wednesday. Next Friday will be the Butterfree run, but the ensuing Friday or Wednesday will be Butterfree with this typing changed. Another what if scenario, but I'm really excited. I think that really the whole goal of the what if is to see is there a reason why they made. So let's say we do the Gyarados run. Let's say hypothetically it beats like a Mewtwo run. That would explain why Gyarados is slow level up rate anyway, and it's overpowered as it is as a flying water type. So as a dragon, does it put it over the top? I don't know. That's what we're going to find out. That's why I can't wait to play that run. Also, I think when it comes to bug types, I mean, a bug psychic type in Generation 1, I really do think that's going to have some, that's going to be pretty awesome. And I can't wait to see that run as well. I do think, in general, we're going to have a good run out of Butterfree. But are we going to have the best run? I don't know. That's why we do the playthroughs. But without further ado, that's the end of my video. That's the end of my ranking. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. This is JD. This is Poliwar's Wrath. Tune in next week. We got 2 videos. We got Gyarados What If on Wednesday, and we're going to have the Butterfree playthrough on Friday. And then the ensuing Wednesday, we're going to have a Butterfree What If scenario. And then that ensuing Friday, I believe, is Pinsir. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. This is JD, Poliwar's Wrath. I already said that, so I don't know why I'm repeating it. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time.